Well, hello, this is Kimberly. It's episode 354, and I am so happy that you are here today. If you are a business owner or thinking about becoming one, and you have ever thought, who am I to teach this? Who am I to offer this or make this? Who am I to even be running my own business? If this has been you and you've had mind drama around this, today we're going to talk about the one thing that you already have that makes people want to buy from you. So you can end all this mind drama today. So make sure you listen to this episode all the way through. I'm so happy that you're here. If you're new, welcome. This is the place where you can learn and understand how to build a business doing what you love, one that fits your life, fills your soul, and achieves your definition of success. I have all kinds of free tools for you beyond this podcast. So if you scroll down right now in the show notes, you will see links that will take you to my website. And there is, for example, my ultimate spreadsheet of all the apps and tools that I use, like online apps and all that good stuff, software stuff from business, podcast, all that stuff. So make sure you check it out. It is dynamic, meaning I update it periodically with the latest and greatest things that I'm using. So make sure you get that. If you're starting your business, I have a checklist for you. If you're thinking about starting a podcast, I have training. So just make sure you check everything down below. Also, I offer one-on-one coaching that is paid, of course, and I can help you with your business or your podcast. If you're trying to get your podcast started or you're trying to figure out how you're going to grow your business and what you're going to say, how you're going to put yourself out there, I can help you with all of those things. So make sure you contact me down below and just tell me what's going on, and I'll see if I can help you. And if I can't, maybe I can recommend you to someone else as well. So I just want you to get the help that you need. And if you've been listening a while, thank you so much to all my loyal listeners. Y'all are awesome and amazing and wonderful. And I appreciate all of your kind words and reviews and all that good stuff. And I was wondering if you could do me a huge favor. If you've been listening a while and you do find value in this podcast, would you share it with someone that you know? If you're out and about today, you're on a walk, you're shopping, and someone's talking to you about their business or that they're thinking about starting a business, would you share the She's Just Getting Started podcast with them? Because when you share it, it just helps bring more people into our circle and makes the world a better place, because this podcast exists to help everybody live their business dream and actually pursue it, because everyone has a calling. Everyone has something to offer the world. And if you meet a friend, even if you don't really know him that well, tell them this podcast will help them. I know it will. So anyways, that's it. Thank you so much. Okay, on to the episode. Well, hello, friends. How are you? How is everything going in your business? I hope you're having fun. I hope you're loving it. I hope you're staying focused on what matters most. I hope you're not listening to any negative thoughts that are ruminating in your head. Today, we're actually talking about that because I want to end this mind drama that holds a lot of you back, that you don't think you're good enough to be doing this, or you're thinking, why would people actually want to buy from me? Or do they look up to me? Do they think I'm good at this? Do they think I'm worthy of this? You would be surprised, y'all. All of the stuff that goes through business owners' minds. And I know this because I've been a business owner. It's happened to me a lot over the years, right? And for now, almost 7 years, I guess 6.5 years, I've been coaching women as they're building their businesses. And they tell me in coaching what their mind drama is. And it's real. And I've been there. And I want you to know that it's only going to hold you back if you let it. If you let it stay in the forefront of your mind, it's only going to hold you back. So what do we do about this? Let's talk about it today. I think, number one, that there is a huge misconception out there. A lot of business owners think that they need like the ultimate degree or certification before they're allowed to call themselves an expert in whatever field you're in. Because obviously, if you have a business, you're going to be an expert in that field, whether it's a service you're offering, if you're a interior designer, or you're a coach like me of some sort, or a therapist, right? If you make products or sell other people's products, you may not think of yourself as an expert, but you actually are. And I think when you walk around saying, who am I to do this? Who am I to teach this? Who am I to create this or make this? it is detrimental to you and it puts negative energy in your mind. But you think because maybe you don't have a specific degree in what you are offering, right? That maybe you are seen as less than or not as reputable as you should be, right? And you may even think, I haven't earned the right yet. Like maybe if you've just started your business, you're like, I haven't even earned the right to be looked up to yet. And I can understand that because anytime you start anything, you're like, well, I'm not the one to look up to. It's so and so who's been doing this for however many years, right? Even if you start a new workout or a new sport or anything, right? So I think a lot of people have this misconception that they need some massive degree or certification before they can see themselves as an expert, or they think that other people will see them as an expert. Okay. Now, I do agree. If you've got a degree, if you've got a certification in something, it shows that you went for something, you stayed with it, you survived it, you solved it. But what you don't realize is that accreditation or that authority that you have is not necessarily because of all of that. They usually hire somebody that's real, that gets them and can solve the problem. But I think we always get worried about what our credentials are and our authority is. Now, in some instances, you will need to be an authority figure, right? If you are someone that's going to help people build muscle and lose fat, and you are, you're coaching clients and you're trying to sell it, but you are obviously maybe overweight, you don't lift weights that often. I mean, this is just an extreme example, so you get what I'm saying. People aren't going to hold you as an authority because they're like, well, shouldn't he be walking the walk and talking the talk, right? He or she, right? So I think in some instances that's the case. But I think for most of you, what you're offering, you are already good at. You have been doing it or have helped other people do it, helped yourself do it. And so you have authority, but it kind of doesn't sink in. I saw this funny meme on social media and it was, well, I guess it actually wasn't funny. It was kind of sad, but I kind of giggle at it because my family now we say it to each other all the time. So if you don't know, I love Justin Bieber and I'm a believer. And yes, I'm 54 years old, but I just think he's precious and I'm rooting for him. Is anyone else out there rooting for him like I am? Like that my son and my kids are like, "Mom, you are like obsessed." I'm like, "No, I'm rooting for him as like a mom." Like I think he's adorable. I think he has everything that you need. Talent, good looks, he's personable, he's funny, he's athletic. Like he just has all the stuff, but he's always struggled. Don't y'all agree? Like, if you've watched any of this stuff, it just seems I don't know him, and I'm making this up based on everything I've seen, but I feel like he's just struggled, right? He's a Christian, and he's always, relying on God for things. I think he's fallen in ways. I think he's felt very lonely in his career. Anyways, I digress. My point was he was, I guess, leaving his apartment or something, and I don't know if Haley, his wife, was with him or whatever, but all this paparazzi was there, and of course, he's always yelling at the paparazzi because he has no life because everyone, he can't go out and just, like, go to Whole Foods or go shopping with his he can't do anything because there's paparazzi following him, and they were, like, up in his face, and he just stopped, and have y'all seen this? Where he's like, "Listen, it's not clocking to you," and he's, like, pointing to his forehead, and he's super serious, he's like, "It's not clocking." Like, I'm standing on business. I'm trying to live my life, and you're out here with this horrible job of getting paid to sneak and take pictures of me as a human trying to live my life. And so it actually was sad when I saw the whole long clip. It made me very sad. But I only saw parts of it originally, and it just made me giggle because now we say this to our family. And like when someone in the family does not get it, we're like, it's not clocking. It's not clocking to you, right? Okay, I've totally gone off course here. But what I want you to realize is that sometimes it's not clocking to all of us, that our experience and everything that we've done over the years, all of the things that we have worked through and put blood, sweat, and tears in to help fix in our life, achieve, do, is actually our credibility. And our credibility is there. So a lot of you think, I still need this certification. I need to get this. I need to take this training. I need to know more how to do this. Maybe you do. Maybe you do need to sharpen your skills. I did when I started this business. I had a coach right away for 8 weeks, and we were going through everything and trying to wrangle everything that I had learned from business and put it into some type of initial curriculum when I started this business, right? And so you have to think about that it's not necessarily the person with this like cleanest resume that you always buy from, right? It's someone who is going to solve your problem and you enjoy doing business with and you trust, right? So think about it. Like if you're a jewelry maker, let's just say, and you were having a hard season in your life, okay? And you started making jewelry and you started using your skills. You'd always been creative and you were trying to get through that hard season. You weren't even looking really to start a business, but then all your friends started saying, you need to start a business doing this. And you did that. That is your credibility, right? Because you started making it, you learned, you used your gifts. But I want you to see that it's not just that's your credibility. Your story is your credibility. Your story. So we're all thinking, I need these accolades. I need to take these trainings. I need to be the expert. I need to learn from the best. And maybe you do need to sharpen your skills, like I said. But your story of why you got involved or why you started doing it, or maybe like I'm thinking of a client, Kim Aguilar, who is a landscape designer, and she loved going to the stores to look at plants and the greenhouses and all this stuff with her mom when she was little. And her story is what brings you in. You see that she's a real human and loves what she does. And she does all kinds of videos now on TikTok and everything and showing the outdoors and how to, design your yard with flowers. And she talks about all the plants. She knows so much. She, I think, may have done this in college now. I can't remember exactly what her degree was, but her whole story is what sells you. That's what sells you because she's the sweetest person, but just all of it, right? I want you to think about it. Like if you're an interior designer who had a house and it was falling apart, you bought a house and you took years and you redid it from the ground up and you remodeled and now you're starting to do this for other people. Like literally that is your credential. People aren't going to be, did you get your interior design license from the blah, blah, blah institute? I mean, they're not going to be asking that. They're going to look at your pictures on Instagram or they're going to go to your house and be like, what in the world will you help me? Your story and what you have done is your credential, right? When I started this business, I was like, I've never been a teacher and I've never thought of myself as being a teacher. In fact, I respect all teachers. A lot of my good friends are teachers. And I'm like, we need people like you. Thank you for being a teacher because we need people like you who are patient, wonderful with the kids. I feel like it's not my skills. It's just not my skills. Like, I'd rather teach adults. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I love kids, but I don't have the patience. I think that's what it is. Anyways, and so I think about that. Like, when people hired me, they weren't like, okay, did you have your, PhD in business analytics and marketing and blah, 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 blah. No, no. Now, I did have a marketing degree from the University of Texas, but no one cared. No one cared about that. They looked at my history of running my own businesses, right? And so that is my credential and that I wanted my own businesses so I could fit it into my life and I could live the life that I wanted. I could be home with my children. I could make money doing what I love. I could use my skills, my creativity, create something all my own. And when I talk about that story, that's how people come to want to work with me because they're like, yeah, she's got the experience and we hear her story and they resonate with the story. Okay. So you may have all this fear underneath, like, my story isn't impressive enough. It's not dramatic enough. I don't have all the accolades. Nobody really cares about that most polished version of you. They want to hear your story. They want to hear what got you here. I often hear business owners talk about their stories, and that's when you are sucked in. It's like a good TV show, a good documentary on Netflix. When you hear the story, you are sucked in. This happened to us the other night. We were flipping through Netflix trying to figure out what to watch. My husband likes all, the sci-fi movies and all this other stuff. And like he went and saw the Odyssey movie with my daughter the other night, and I can't bear to sit there for 3 hours. I just can't. I love documentaries. I love documentaries, and literally they can suck me in the first 30 seconds. You know how it has a little preview on Netflix and you're like, I'm like, okay, we have to watch that. We started watching the Nadal one, Rafael Nadal. I don't know if y'all know the tennis player. He's amazing. And we got sucked into that and it was awesome. But like I get sucked into the story. And I know you do too. And you think about it. There's people that you've gotten sucked into their story. And maybe even here, you've heard me talk and you're like, yeah, I get what she's saying. This is the kind of business I want. I don't want this high pressure hustle grind, you know, sales at all costs business. I want one that I love, that fits in my life, that literally fills my soul. Y'all, I talk about this all the time. And that is why people do business with me. And so you have to think about it for your business. That's why they're doing business with you, because you're being vulnerable. You're sharing what you've been through to get to where you are. Or maybe, like I shared earlier, if you're a jewelry maker or whatever, designer or artist or anything, and you started making it during a time in your life, maybe it was during COVID. I know someone who started making candles during COVID, and then everyone was freaking out and said, you need to start a business. So she did. And it's amazing, right? It's fear-based is what you have there when it's like creeping up and telling you I'm not good enough, I don't have the accolades, and where you need to stop and turn around is realize that you have a story to tell. That is your credential. Your story is your credential. That's what's going to take you far. That's what's going to resonate for all your marketing these days. People want to hear real people talking about stuff. They don't want robots. They don't want AI slop. They want real stories. So stop hiding your real story. Share about it, whether it's on your About Me page, whether it's on one post that you pin on social media that talks about your story. In fact, I'll be doing that soon too. And I was thinking, oh, I need to do that and talk a little bit more and explain it for new people that maybe don't listen to the podcast, right? And start leading with it in captions and sales pages. Maybe there's other ways that you can weave that in the conversation. What I would love for you to do today, since you listened all the way through, and I'm so proud of you, is to write down what your story is, your experience. What is your life experience? What got you to this moment where you have this business or you have this business idea? What is your story? What brings you joy? How did you find out that this was something cool that you should offer? Did friends or family tell you it was amazing, or was it something that helped your life, that changed your life? And you need to have that written down. You need to know your story, and it's repeatable, and you talk about it. If you get invited on a podcast or you get to speak, or you're talking to a friend on a walk, or you talk to your dentist or your chiropractor, or you're at the grocery store and you get talking with somebody, you can share little tidbits of your story. That's how you got to where you are, right? It's not just, I have a business and I sell this. People will ask me about my business and I'll be like, yeah, I started my first business 26 years ago because I was in technology sales, which I did love, but I wanted to be home with my children and I wanted something that fit in my life. And I designed a business that fit into my life, not fitting my life into my business. And that resonates with a lot of people, especially moms or people that have multiple jobs, right? And they want to eventually leave their job and be able to have their own business, right? So I want you to write down your story or at least one experience that qualifies you to help the exact person you want to help. I'm not talking about your resume. I'm not talking about your college degree or what training you got. I want you to write down one experience or what you did, your story that qualifies you to be doing this and that shares the real you. Because I'm telling you, y'all, this is your key. This is your key to all your marketing and talking about your business. You don't need permission to call yourself qualified. You're qualified because you've been doing this, or it changed your life, or it helped you, or it helped a friend, or you see a gap in the market. That's what it is, y'all. That's what people respect, and that's why people want to buy from you. So I hope you remember this. This is very important. Y'all are amazing and awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy for you and your business. Again, reach out if you have any questions. And if you're on Instagram, come join me. Start with Kimberly Brock is my handle. I'm not on it all the time. I'm just going to be real honest. So it's not like you're going to see a billion posts from me. But when I am, it's something that I'm excited to share with you. So I'd love for you to join me there. And I love to follow all of you too. So that is it. Okay. Y'all have a great day. Until next time. Bye now.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. Head on over to KimberlyBrock.com, and yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.